Temüjin was born around 1162 near the harsh steppes of Mongolia. His world was one of constant danger, tribes fighting over land, horses, and survival. He was not born into comfort. His father, Yasuge, was a tribal chief, but even that did not guarantee safety. When Temüjin was still a boy, his father was poisoned by rivals, and his family was abandoned by their own clan. Suddenly, his mother and siblings were left to fend for themselves, scraping roots and fish just to survive. Temüjin grew up in hunger and fear, but also in resilience. He learned that trust could vanish quickly, that power could collapse in a single moment, and that only strength, through loyalty and fear, could hold people together. As a teenager, Temüjin's life became even harsher. At one point, he was captured by a rival clan and enslaved. He wore a wooden collar around his neck, forced into humiliation. But he never broke. With help from a sympathetic guard, he escaped into the night. In time, Temüjin began to gather followers, not by bloodline or wealth, but by merit. He rewarded men not for who they were born to, but for their loyalty and ability. This was unusual in the tribal world, where family ties normally determined everything. Slowly, warriors saw that Temüjin was different. He promised justice in a world where betrayal was common. He punished thieves harshly but shared spoils generously. In a land torn apart by revenge killings, he introduced order. His rise was not smooth. At one point, even his blood brother Jamuka turned against him. The two once swore eternal loyalty, but ambition drove them apart. Jamuka lured away many of Temüjin's followers and defeated him in battle. Temüjin lost badly, but he refused to disappear. Patiently, he rebuilt, forging alliances with tribes who had grown tired of Jamuka's cruelty. One by one, he turned defeats into comebacks. Temüjin's strength was not only on the battlefield but also in vision. He reorganized Mongol society. Instead of tribes bound by blood, he grouped warriors into units of tens, hundreds, and thousands, loyal only to him. This stripped power from the old chiefs and gave him direct control. It was revolutionary. For the first time, loyalty to Temüjin outweighed loyalty to clan. By 1206, after years of war, he had done what no one before him managed. He united the Mongol steppe. In a great assembly, he was proclaimed Genghis Khan, universal ruler. From that moment, his ambitions expanded beyond Mongolia. His armies swept outward with terrifying speed. Against the Xia dynasty in northern China, against the Jin dynasty, against the Khwarezm Empire in Central Asia. Each time his forces struck with precision, discipline, and brutality. Cities fell not just to Mongol strength but also to their reputation. Tales of massacres spread ahead of them, causing entire towns to surrender without a fight. But behind the terror was strategy. Genghis Khan mastered psychological warfare. He used spies, propaganda, and feigned retreats. He embraced new technologies, adopting siege weapons from the Chinese and engineers from Persia. He was not just a warrior on horseback. He was a commander who learned, adapted, and always thought ahead. Yet, even as he conquered vast lands, he lived simply. Genghis Khan preferred the open steppe, his felt tent, and horse's milk to the luxuries of captured palaces. He remained the hardened steppe rider he had always been. In his final years, Genghis Khan's empire stretched from the Pacific to the Caspian Sea, the largest land empire ever created. But his end came suddenly. In 1227, during a campaign against the Western Xia, he died. The exact cause remains a mystery. Some say he fell from his horse, others claim he was wounded in battle or even struck by illness. His burial place was kept secret, hidden somewhere in Mongolia, never discovered to this day.